Okay, so let's get right into it. When you think of the astrological sign Cancer, what comes to mind? Probably someone warm, nurturing, a real homebody, right? The ultimate caregiver. But what if I told you there's a much more complex and maybe even a darker side hiding under that protective shell? Today, we're going to explore the hidden depths of the cosmic crab, and we're looking at some sources that paint a really fascinating and totally contradictory picture.
Forgives but never forgets. This quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. It's the perfect place to start because it points to that deep emotional memory Cancers have, a sensitivity that's both a massive gift and, as we're about to see, a huge potential burden. It really sets the stage for the complexity we're about to unpack.
So first things first, let's start with the familiar. Who is the Cancer we all think we know? This is the celestial caregiver. This is the baseline, the personality that really forms the heart of this zodiac sign.
To really get the caregiver, you have to understand the basics. Cancer is a cardinal water sign. Cardinal just means they're initiators, they get things going. And water means they do it all from a place of deep emotion and intuition. Then you've got their ruling planet, the moon, which, is all about our feelings, our moods, our deepest needs. And of course, the symbol, the crab. Hard, protective shell on the outside, but super soft and vulnerable on the inside.
And all of this builds that classic Cancer profile we know. They are deeply sensitive and compassionate. They're sentimental, always looking for comfort and security. They absolutely love family, love food, and they operate on this almost psychic level of intuition. And get this, they can be so funny. This is the friend who's going to make you soup when you're sick and make you laugh so hard you forget you were sick in the first place. And because of that deep sensitivity, they're not really about big, noisy crowds. Nah, they prefer those deep, one-on-one connections where their creative and nurturing spirit can really come out and play. They invest a ton of energy into just a few people, but believe me, that investment is profound.
But here's the thing. That massive, empathetic heart, it can be a real double-edged sword. Their greatest strength, that incredible capacity to feel everything so deeply, can also flip around and become their greatest vulnerability.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question. We've seen the light, the warmth, the care. But does this profound sensitivity have a dark side? Well, according to the sources we're digging into, the answer is a huge, definite yes.
And one of the biggest dangers is that their incredible empathy can act like a powerful magnet for a very specific, very toxic type of person, the narcissist. It makes sense, right? The ultimate giver attracts the ultimate taker.
And this creates a dynamic that is just so toxic. You can see how it plays out. The Cancer empath gives and gives and gives, constant support, never asking for anything. And the narcissist just soaks it all up, craving attention, needing that ego boost, talking about themselves nonstop. It's basically a parasitic relationship where the Cancer's energy gets completely drained just to feed the other person's ego.
But the threats don't always come from the outside. Sometimes that intense, powerful love that defines a Cancer, well, it can curdle into something else entirely. It can actually cross the line from affection right into obsession.
And this whole process is really tragic because it starts from such a good place, with deep, genuine love. But if there are no boundaries, that love can become obsessive. The Cancer individual might give their partner zero space, making them feel totally suffocated. And in the end, the very thing that started it all, their all-consuming love, ironically becomes the thing that destroys the relationship they value so much.
Okay, now we're going even deeper into the shadow side. Beyond just vulnerability, the source material introduces this kind of hidden alter ego, an archetype it calls the serpent. This is the manipulator that can live inside the crab.
Just listen to this description. You are born to manipulate others, and your magnetic charm never fails to draw people to you. Wow. I mean, what a total 180 from the celestial caregiver we were just talking about a few minutes ago, right? It's pretty jarring.
So how does this serpent even operate? Well, it uses that natural Cancerian charm to pull people in. Then it uses these cunning, sweet words that make you just instinctively trust them. But here's the crucial part. This power can be used for good, to be kind and benevolent, or it can be used for deceit. And the one constant, their true intentions are almost always hidden. You just never really know. And that brings us to our final section, and honestly, the most shocking claim from our source material. This is where we explore a supposed link between the Cancer sign and actual criminal profiling. It asks a pretty stark question. Could the sign that we all associate with comfort and home
also be the most dangerous?
Get this. According to an unverified claim cited in one source, supposedly from the FBI, Cancers are arrested more frequently than any other zodiac sign. That ranks them at #1 for criminal activity. And the alleged profile for these crimes is chillingly specific. The motives are said to be crimes of passion, killings driven by intense jealousy. The key trait is that lunar influence, twisted into mental instability and just wild mood swings. And the supposed MO? Leaving distinguishing marks on their victims' bodies, almost like they're signing their chaotic emotional work.
So we're left with this massive contradiction. On one hand, you have the nurturing caregiver who would do anything for the people they love. And on the other, the cunning criminal driven by these volatile passions. What these sources are really showing us is a sign of incredible duality. And it leaves us with one final big question to think about. Nurturing caregiver or cunning criminal? What really is the true nature of the crab?